Hey, besties. Welcome back to English with Kay, your unofficial internet best friend, part time life crisis buddy, and the person who Googles, Am I okay at 2 a.m. so you don't have to. I'm your host, Kohner, and today we are unpacking a topic that has been crawling around in my brain for weeks, possibly months. It's this thing where everyone, and I mean everyone, seems to be having a mid-20s crisis at like 19 or even 17, or honestly at 14. Like, why are we all burnt out before we've even properly started adulting? Why are 19-year-olds making retirement jokes and stressing over whether they're successful enough when they literally just learned how to parallel park? So, today's episode is all about why young adults feel completely exhausted by life before they even started living it. We're going deep into the chaos, exposing weird facts, roasting hustle culture, and probably making a few dark jokes about my own personal breakdowns along the way. As always, it's going to be a mix of vulnerability, weird humor, unfiltered honesty, and English vocabulary you can casually flex in your next existential group chat. Let's go! Okay, before we start spiraling, let's clarify. A mid 20s crisis is basically when you hit your 20s and suddenly question everything: your job, your relationships, your future, your decision to spend $8 on oat milk lattes instead of saving for a house you can't afford. It used to be this thing people expected around 25 or 27, after a few years of work and some questionable life choices. But now it's creeping in way earlier. Like, people are having midlife level meltdowns while still living with their parents and binge watching cartoons. And it's not just a vibe, it's a thing. I found actual articles and psychology blogs about it. Gen Z and even younger millennials are hitting burnout way earlier than older generations ever did. So, what's causing this collective breakdown before we've even started our careers? Well, here's what I found during my 3 a.m. internet rabbit hole. Firstly, hustle culture is a scam. We've been sold this idea that if you're not constantly grinning, hustling, and side hustling, you're wasting your life. At 19, you're expected to be a student, a content creator, have free side businesses, and still have a social life. It's exhausting. Next, social media highlight reels are ruining us. We are comparing our messy, insecure, unfiltered lives to people's polished Instagram versions. No one's posting their breakdown at 2 a.m. or the fact that they worn the same hoodie for a week. And next one is no one is prepped us for real life. School taught us the Pythagorean theorem, but forgot to mention how to do taxes, manage friendships as adults, or cope with constant global crisis. Now, we're all out here whinging it, hoping nobody notices. And lastly, information overload. We have too much access to too much news, trends, self help tips, 12-step skincare routines. It's overwhelming. Our brains are fried. So, let's test ourselves. If you have experienced three or more of these, congratulations, you're officially a part of the club. First, you have 5 unfinished hobby projects you were sure would change your life. 2, you regularly question your entire personality after one bad social interaction. 3, You've Googled how to be successful before 25 more than twice. 4. You feel weirdly guilty when you're not being productive. 5. You fantasize about quitting life and becoming a potato. 6. You own at least one self help book you never opened. Same, bestie, same. By the way, I found some weirdly comforting stuff while researching this. Most adults still don't know what they're doing. Seriously. A lot of 30-year-olds are still Googling how to cook rice properly. And that's kind of funny. So, next information I found is that your brain isn't fully cooked yet. So, the human brain keeps developing until around 25. That means your decision making and coping skills are still under construction. No wonder everything feels dramatic. And lastly, it's totally normal to feel lost. Most people just don't post about it. Or they do, but it's hidden behind some aesthetic quote about growth and self love. So, one big reason we're all burn out is the pressure to find our passion and have a perfect life plan by 20. Spoiler, nobody actually does. And those who claim they do are either lying or about to have a breakdown next year. Your 20s aren't meant for having it figured out. They are for experimenting, failing, embarrassing yourself, and changing your mind 43 times. Haha. Okay, now for the important part. How do we survive this hot mess? First of all, romanticize small things. Seriously, make your morning coffee feel like the opening scene of a movie. Play a dramatic playlist while cleaning your room. Light a candle before doing your homework and pretend you're the mysterious main character in a coming of age film. It might sound silly, but finding joy in tiny, ordinary things can trick your brain into feeling a little less empty. Secondly, stop chasing productivity 24/7. Listen, you don't need to be productive every hour of the day to have value as a person. Rest is productive. Taking a nap is productive. Staring at your ceiling and daydreaming for 20 minutes, also valid. Give yourself permission to exist without always achieving something. Life isn't a competition of who can burn out the fastest. Thirdly, talk to other burnout people. There's nothing more healing than hearing someone else say, "Same bestie." Find your people, the ones who get it. Share your weird, panic thoughts. Laugh about the absurdity of trying to plan a perfect future in a world that changes every 5 minutes. Connection makes the weight feel lighter. Fourthly, lower the bar. Not everything you do needs to be a masterpiece. You don't need to have a dream job, 6 hobbies, flawless skin, and a thriving side businesses by 22. Lower the bar. Celebrate small wins, like remembering to eat lunch or finally washing your hair. Life isn't about perfection, it's about survival with a little sparkle. Fifth, laugh at chaos. Honestly, sometimes life is so absurd, the only thing you can do is laugh. Laugh at your awkward moments, your failed attempts, your terrible decisions. Laugh at how dramatic you got about a text message. Humor won't fix everything, but it makes existing a whole lot easier. Next, unfollow accounts that make you feel like trash. If someone posts make you feel like you're failing in life, mute them. Curate your feed so it makes you feel good, not stressed. Your mental health is greater than their highlight reel. Next one is remind yourself that no one really knows what they're doing. Truly. Behind every confident looking person is someone Googling basic life skills or panicking about their taxes. The sooner you realize everyone's whinging it, the freer you'll feel. Next, give yourself permission to change. It's okay to outgrow ideas, friendships, goals, and hobbies. You're allowed to change your mind. What feels right now might not later, and that's normal. You're a work in progress, not a finished product. And lastly, learn to sit with the uncertainty. Not knowing what's next is uncomfortable, but it's also a part of being alive, part of being human. You don't have to solve your entire life today. Focus on what feels good for now. The rest will sort itself out eventually. Okay, it's time for our vocabulary section. I promised you new words, and I keep my promises. So, our first word is burnout. Burnout. It means feeling mentally and physically exhausted from stress. For example, I hit burnout halfway through the exam week. Next word is hustle culture. Hustle culture. It means the belief you must always be working to be successful. For example, hustle culture makes me feel guilty for relaxing. Next one is highlight reel. Highlight reel. It's the best edited parts of someone's life, usually on social media. For example, her Instagram is just a highlight reel, not a real life. Our next word is wing it. Wing it. It means do something without a clear plan. For example, I forgot my speech and had to wing it. Our next word is overload. Overload. It means having too much of something to deal with. For example, my brain's in overload from too much news. Next is pre-midlife crisis. Pre-midlife crisis. It means feeling lost and stressed about life earlier than expected. For example, I'm having a pre-midlife crisis at 20. Next one is self-help. Self-help. It's an advice or books for improving yourself. For example, I own 3 self-help books I never finished. Our next word is romanticize. Romanticize. It means to make something seem more beautiful or meaningful than it is. For example, I romanticize grocery shopping by making playlists. Our next word is existential. Existential. It means relating to the meaning of life or existence. For example, that TikTok gave me an existential crisis. And lastly, crisis mode. Crisis mode. It means acting panicked because of stress or problems. For example, I went into crisis mode before my exam. So, yeah, if you're 19, 22, or even 29 and feel like you're falling apart while everyone is thriving, you're not alone. Most people are faking it. Life's chaotic, and that's weirdly okay. Your worth isn't in your productivity. You don't need a 10-year plan. You need sleep, snacks, and one friend who will laugh with you about how weird life is. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you like this episode, share it with your favorite burnout buddy. I'll be back next week with more relatable chaos. Until then, stay weird, stay kind, and remember, you're doing fine, even if you're not thriving. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us create more great content.